Danny Collier, another Illinois boy.
What is it? Whenever he's eating, like put me on his plan right now, he is unstoppable.
Yeah, 14:02. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah, 194 speed rating. We talked to Dylan Jacobs' coach last week, and he said it's going to be hard, if not impossible, for anyone to beat him this year. And he's certainly proven that from the get-go. I can't believe he's running these times, and it's only the second week of September.
Yeah, I think I was looking at our database, 19th fastest time at 3 miles since 2000. Really phenomenal. And it's, I mean, September, do you think he has the potential to break 14 minutes? We only had 2 guys last year that broke 14, and they were both at Woodbridge. It's coming up this weekend.
Yeah, I think get him on Detweiler Park and let him roll, and maybe get a guy like Dylan Jacobs or some of those other Midwest guys to maybe push him to the first 2 miles, and there's no doubt that he's a sub-14 guy for sure.
Yeah. What about Carter Cheeseman?
Ooh, there's an interesting
we
one.
did not really know this entering in the season, but it looks like he transferred to Fort Worth Christian in Texas from Brentwood Academy, who was nationally ranked. They were really expected to be a really great team, but with the transfer of Carter Cheeseman out of Brentwood Academy, it kind of changes their outcome a little bit, I think.
Yeah, so Brentwood's going to drop out of the rankings as a result of that, but it's really interesting to me because Alex Mayer is the heir to the throne of Texas distance running. It just is what it is. No one's on his level. I'm not sure Carter Cheeseman is there yet, but that does throw a wrench into the mix with someone who could push him more than anyone else in the state. And Carter Cheeseman beat Graydon Morris head-to-head this weekend at the South Lake Invite. Graydon Morris qualified for Foot Locker last year. He's a younger guy, not as experienced, but Cheeseman, I think he's a really proven athlete. He's raced at a lot of big meets. While these Texas athletes don't have that kind of experience out of the state, I think he could come in and maybe challenge Alex Mayer a little bit. I'm really excited to see that matchup.
Yeah, he won D2AA in Tennessee State meet last year. Yep. He's in the high 15s, I believe. But what is in Tennessee, the variables are a lot different than Texas. You have to deal with a lot more humidity, maybe terrain differences, course differences. I mean, do you think it's going to be a big adjustment for Carter Cheeseman heading to Texas and really dealing with some more scenarios?
I mean, it's really interesting in Texas. You got to be ready to go from the gun and go fast. It's not like a course where you're going out and you're trying to be more strategic. You got to plan into the hills and all that other stuff and figure out where you're going to put in your effort. Texas, these courses are flat and they are fast. People are sprinting from the gun. You look at Alex Mayer, he ran 15 flat over a 5K course. These guys, and that was just cruising solo. They're not holding back. Guys are going 14 all the time in Texas. It's a very different race style from a lot of other states, and if you're not used to that, these guys aren't going to let you warm up and slowly, build up on your pace. They're going to go straight out from the gun, be crushing 430s, and not looking back, especially when you look at a guy like Alex Mayer. So it'll be really interesting to see how he kind of shifts his focus and whether or not he can deal with that change of pace straight from the gun. Alex Mayer's legit. I'm really excited to see Carter Cheeseman because it's a little bit of a different environment than in here down in Texas. Flat, hard-packed courses, super fast, basically like tracks. And he really needs to get in a race with Alex Mayer because that's what I'm really excited for.
So I feel like we need to nickname some of these guys. I mean, that's pretty easy. Cheesy, like Mr. Cheese, or the May Man. I don't know. But we got to come up with some nicknames for these top guys in Texas because I feel like they warrant them.
Right. Drop them on Facebook. We need a name for Carter Cheeseman and let us know your best nicknames, Alex Mayer.
Trent, do we have any social interaction right now? What are your thoughts on some of this conversation?
We got our boy Jason Creasy out of North Carolina saying we got a big matchup this week. We have number 1 Loudoun Valley versus number 9 Green Hope. What do you guys think about that matchup?
Yeah,
perfect.
Solid.
Yep, that's what we need is a legitimate team up here with Loudoun Valley because we know we need to see where that 5th man is.
Green Hope's 9 in national rankings. Loudoun Valley's 1, so that's a top 10 battle between the two of the best.
Yep, first legitimate test for Loudoun Valley and for Green Hope. Yeah. We need to see how they fare against Loudoun Valley. If they get blown out of the water, that's not great for their chances. So I think it's a great test for both teams because everyone, while Loudoun Valley's top 4 did well, still need to see them running as a legit team. And for Green Hope, if you want to hold your rankings, you at least got to keep this race close because if they blow you out, that's going to be trouble.
I think you have to keep in mind it's got to be relative too. If Loudoun Valley comes out and really astonishes us with a second straight performance with maybe 5 guys going nuts, I think maybe Loudoun Valley extends their ranking a little bit higher. So it's the 1A of Loudoun Valley and then the rest of the nation below them. So
and who's going to be keeping close eye on that too is St. Xavier out from Louisville in that southeast region on how that team situation is going to play out. If any, it'd be shocking for someone to get a wild card out of the southeast. It doesn't happen. And so St. Xavier is going to be watching this matchup because we all see Loudoun Valley as the easy one-spot auto qualifier. In that second spot, you got a team like Green Hope, you have St. Xavier, and who's going to come out of there first? It's probably you're not going to be able to get third in a wild card. So St. Xavier is going to be watching really closely to see how these two teams stack up because that's going to play into things. And if Green Hope gets blown out, St. Xavier is going to feel pretty good about the chances.
Yeah. Moving on to one of the top finishers at NXN on the girls' side as a freshman last year, Katelyn Touhy.
Yes.
Ran the Red Raider run 16:24 at 99, breaking a record held by Aisling Cuff back in 2010. Unbelievable race. I mean, she was 3 minutes ahead of the next fastest girl. So this girl is no joke. Comes out, guns blazing right away. So, I mean, what does that say about Katelyn Touhy at this point? She's way ahead of the rest. I mean, even we talked a little bit about Catherine Lee in New York and Kelsey Camille in New York. But we really haven't seen them yet really, show themselves. It's early because they haven't raced. But Katelyn Touhy, I mean, unbelievable performance. And I think that says a lot where she's at right now.
Yep. I'll tell you what it says. Hot take. She's winning a national championship. I don't care where she goes. Send her to Foot Locker. Send her to NXN. Katelyn Touhy is winning a national championship. She's ran a 158 speed rating the first week. She beat Cuff's course record, and that year Cuff went on to win Foot Locker by over 30 seconds, and Cuff's speed rating at Foot Locker that year was 170, which is the 4th best speed rating in high school history that we've had these speed ratings in right now. And Touhy just broke her course record in September. Touhy is going to go break that 170 speed rating. She's going to potentially push up towards 180, and she's winning a national championship.
I don't know about that. You already heard my hot take a couple weeks ago. Grace Ping winning NXN and Forsyth winning Foot Locker Nationals. I think Katelyn Touhy, maybe.
Let's go,
but,
North Rockland.
If all we did was base our judgments on previous history, then we'd always be right.
I am always right.
We've
established that already.
If Katelyn Touhy runs this time, well, she's got to win a national title. But
absolutely. Write her in the results right now. She doesn't even have to run. She's a lock. Katelyn Touhy. Right. First, put her in. I don't care what meet. Put her in Foot Locker, NXN. Katelyn Touhy is number one.
So Katelyn Touhy is number one. Yeah. So we got a girl, Katelyn Hart, out of Illinois, ran 16:08 this past week at Lake Park.
Yeah.
I mean, she just as well. She has the number 1 3-mile time in the nation. A phenomenal time at Lake Park. Back-to-back races, ran really well. Katelyn Hart, just as well, sophomore, she could win a national title as well. I mean, she's just on fire right now in terms of her range too.
Yeah, Katelyn Hart, now I start to think a little bit because she's run really fast, and she's run really fast a lot considering that it's the first weekend of September. And I think you got to pump the brakes a little because it's a long season and there's a lot of racing in Illinois. And so I'm just curious to see how many more meets she has on her race schedule through the qualifiers here to get to nationals because she's run a lot. She's run really hard a lot for these early meets where sometimes you see those lead athletes taking some meets off, just cruising a little bit with their team. So she's going hard every single weekend now. So
get this, in junior high, Katelyn Hart was a gymnast and a elite soccer player at her age level, right? Yep. And she started running for junior high and fell in love with it that freshman year and really decided, okay, I'm going to be a runner now. So she gives up elite soccer, plays it on the weekends sometimes, but gymnastics out of the picture now. So, I mean, she is a multi-sport, very versatile athlete, and I think a lot of that plays into her on the courses sometimes. She has sort of the musculature body frame to really...
What was that? Musculate? Is it making up words over here?
Musculature body. I mean, she's physical. Right?
Yeah.
And some of these girls sometimes can't handle the rigors of courses over the course of a 3 or 4 month season. And if you're physical, if your body's in shape, you obviously have muscle to back up some of those performances. A girl like Katelyn Hart can really make it through a long season. So that's
following in the footsteps of Christina Aragon with that gymnastics to running transition.
Right.
I think coaches got to start looking at these gymnastics team. We keep maybe soccer is a good transition for the fall to get those kids in the cross. Enough of that. Let's go find the gymnasts and get them to start running.
Yeah, I mean, athlete's an athlete, really.
Yep.
You take a lot of athletes into becoming runners, too.